professional with over 30 years of experience in working in different roles with major Wall Street banks, Credit Suisse, Merrill Lynch, BlackRock, and Bank of New York Mellon. He is a visionary, entrepreneur, and keynote speaker, a mentor and a philanthropist with a passion for healthcare, education, and the environment. Dr. Napoli is an entrepreneur and investor in several disruptive technology companies and serves as chairman of the board for CIC Group, Quibble Genomics Institute, and co-founder of the GITA Fund. He is the founding board member and also serves as the vice president of Financial Policy Council, a New York-based think tank organization with a mission to connect Wall Street, Main Street, and Washington to promote entrepreneurship. Dr. Harry Napoli is the founding chairman of the Lead India Foundation USA chapter, which is founded with the inspiration of Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, the 11th President of India, with a mission to provide affordable quality healthcare, affordable quality education, preserve and protect the planet for future generations, develop spiritual families to establish peace and harmony in society, and finally, transform our youths into responsible citizens so as to engage them in developing our nation. Dr. Napoli has been a strong advocate for Indian Americans to run for elected offices and has been campaigning for active roles in American politics. He was considered by GOP to run for U.S. Congress for New Jersey District 6 in 2014. Dr. Harry Napoli received his BTech in Mechanical Engineering from JNTU Hyderabad, a Master's in Computer Science from New Jersey Institute of Technology, and completed an executive program in General Management from Massachusetts Institute of Technology. He is serving as the Global Ambassador and Chairman for the JNTU Hyderabad Alumni Association. At this point, I would like to now welcome and invite Dr. Harry Napoli, our founder and chairman of Lead India Foundation USA, to speak about the Lead India Foundation and Associates. Welcome, Dr. Napoli.
Yeah, thank you so much, Sabita, for such a warm welcome as well as introduction. So the governor's office just messaged me and we are on time. She'll be joining at any point in time. So let's, while waiting for the governor, Narasimha, could you please play Dr. Kalam's video?
Sure, Dr. Hari, I will. Let me share my screen now.
So we will be going with the regular program schedule.
There is righteousness in the heart. There is beauty in the character. When there is beauty in the character, there is harmony in the home. When there is harmony in the home, there is order in the nation. When there is order in the nation, there is peace in the world.
Dr. Hari, back to you, please.
Yes, thank you so much. Please mute all one more time. So today, the governor is joining anytime. Today, we are celebrating two significant occasions. Narasimha, be ready with the Indian national anthem. The governor is joining any moment now. Yes, Major Tushar. Okay. Can you admit, please, Governor's Rakesh? Yeah, we are admitting. Give me 1 second.
Can you accept my request?
Yeah, please. Yeah, please.
I will later.
Nagesh.
Yeah, please admit everybody. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm taking care of.
Yeah, done. Admission done.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. You are in, sir.
Yes.
Yeah, Nagesh, you are on.
They have to accept it. So you did not accept it.
Can you, Narasimha, can you admit everybody, please?
Yeah, we have not seen any.
So Nagesh
There's
iPad
no,
is on.
right now. Oh yeah, there is no waiting anybody in the.
There's no waiting.
Yeah, everybody's in.
Sir, sir, we are trying to join, sir.
Hi, Bagaru.
Can you, Kumar, can you look into it, please?
Can you please mute all?
Start this meeting.
Yeah, Narasimha, I think you may be in the wrong session,
Yeah.
sir. Okay, Major Tushar, can you check your WhatsApp?
If you are speaking, please unmute yourself, please.
participants are there. So sometimes automatically the selection doesn't come.
No, we have enough bandwidth here. Please go ahead and enter.
Yeah, entering.
Narsima, watch for an admit, please.
Sure. Yeah, we are looking at Hari.
Lead India, all uppercase, maybe just check password.
Yeah, it is all tested before.
Yeah, we are in.
We are in? Okay.
We are in.
Okay, great.
And the video is starting.
Okay. So they are in. Narsima admitted, right?
Yeah, already admitted. Yeah.
Okay,
We're
great.
connecting.
Okay.
Yeah, Honorable Governor.
And
Join with computer.
excellent. Thank you.
Is the governor in,
Yeah,
Dr. Harry?
Before starting, sir, I'll give you a call when to start.
Okay. So sorry for that technical difficulty, but we are getting the Honorable Governor ready to go. And sincere request, when you are not speaking, please go on mute and we will invite you when to speak. That time, Narsima, can you make me co-host also, if you don't mind?
Sure. Your co-host.
And one more time, mute all.
Yeah, done.
Yeah, mute all one more time, Narsima.
Sir, can you hear my voice?
Yes, we can hear and we see Honorable Governor, and we would like to welcome Honorable Governor.
Sir, we may please start, sir.
Yes. Narsima, blessed. The Honorable Governor has joined. Please start the program with the Indian National Anthem. Please all rise.
Dr. Hari, back to you, please.
Yes, please be seated. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to all the participants from around the world, distinguished guests from various governments, NGOs, civil societies, and academic institutions, women, youth, and my dear students. Lead India greetings to all of you. Today, it's a very special day, especially for the people of Telangana. They're celebrating the formation day. The new state of Telangana was born on this day on June 2nd. And also we have another special day today. We would like to welcome our Honorable Governor of the state of Telangana, Dr. Sandarajan. She is also celebrating her birthday today. Let's wish her a very, very happy birthday, and may God bless her with many more years of healthy, happy, and prosperous life in service for the nation. Thank you so much, ma'am, for joining us today on this special day. And she is our chief guest today, and she is the Honorable Governor of the state of Telangana and also Honorable Lieutenant Governor of Pondicherry. A warm welcome and Lead India greetings to all of you. Today we have our guest of honor, Professor Rajalingam Vairagyam, Director, Sarojini Devi Eye Hospital, and Dr. Mahendra Dewal, a vaccine scientist from Expansion Technologies, Cambridge, Massachusetts, USA. And we have our valedictory chief guest, Sri Jayesh Ranjan, IAS, Secretary, IT, Telangana. And our webinar host today is Dr. Sabita, joining us from Houston. We have many generous donors here. Start with Mr. Krishna Kumar Rani, a philanthropist who donated ambulance. Today, he's joining us from New Jersey. And Mr. Devendra Raju, a social worker on behalf of Seva Bharti from Hyderabad, joining us. And Mr. Srinivas Vemula, a philanthropist who donated an ambulance, joining us from Dallas, Texas. And Dr. K. Rajeshwar Rao, founder of Satya Harichandra Foundation, also joining us from Hyderabad. Mr. Anjaya Somidi, Commissioner, Chappadandi Municipality from Karimnagar, joining us today. And Mr. Sambaya Panopoli, a philanthropist who donated an ambulance, joining us from Chappadandi today. And we have several media partners and also supporting organizations, NAPA USA, Vemula Charitable Trust, Panopoli Charitable Trust, Mission Kalam, and our Maruti Suzuki dealer, Adarsh from Karimnagar, also joining us today, and Manavata Foundation and India Vision Foundation, and several media partners, including Mana TV, TV5, and various other organizations. Our partner, Liberty Foundation from India, and Induct from Oslo. We welcome all of you. Again, Lead India Foundation is a brainchild of Dr. Kalam's Vision 2020, founded with a mission to provide affordable quality healthcare, affordable quality education, and preserve and protect the planet for future generations, and also to develop spiritual families to establish peace and harmony in the society. Lead India also conducts value-based leadership training programs to transform youth into responsible citizens and engage them in developing the nation. Lead India has been hosting a series of webinars during this COVID to enable people to be safe and also to protect the people around their families and friends. Friends, the pandemic has impacted the global healthcare, education, economy, and employment due to restricted mobility. Especially youth are undergoing a lot of stress and losing hope since their schools and colleges are closed. Lead India Foundation USA has been hosting a series of webinars on the impact of COVID-19 to instill hope and encourage people to be safe and be positive about their future. Just taking a look at today's COVID numbers, very depressing still. The USA crossed over 34 million people impacted, 610,000 people succumbed to death, and India is trailing behind USA with over 28 million people infected and over 335,000 people dead because of the COVID. The rise in case numbers has been exponential in the second wave. The pandemic has affected a large population across cities as well as the rural villages. Experts say this rapid increase shows that the second wave is spreading much faster across the country because of the religious gatherings or reopening of most public places, and crowded election rallies are being blamed for the uptick. India has announced on March 25th that a new variant of the coronavirus had been detected from samples collected from different states. Many Indian cities are reporting a chronic shortage of hospital beds. It's also evident in the desperate cries for help on social media platforms. Disturbing reports of people dying without getting timely treatment are coming from all over the country. Several state governments say they are creating new facilities, but experts say it's going to be hard to keep up with the pace of rising number of infections. The lockdowns imposed in India recently slowly showing the reduction in number of cases, but still significant concern. The situation is much more dire when it comes to ICU beds. and beds with oxygen supply. Several cities have just a few dozen ICU beds left, and they are now frantically trying to build extra capacity in hostels and stadiums. Cremations have been a challenge also, been running day and night in several cities, and people have to wait for hours to get deceased cremated or buried in a dignified way. Experts say this shows that the actual number of deaths could be much higher. On May 1st, Honorable Governor launched the Lead India's webinar series, Coping with COVID-19 Wave 2. Through this webinar series, Lead India is bringing global healthcare professionals to provide expertise, guidance to address the COVID-19 Wave 2 in India. Thank you, Madam Governor, for launching the session, and we came a long way. The program has been highly successful and made a difference on the ground. In the process, we get to understand the ground reality and identified badly needed resources on the ground. Collaborating with synergistic organizations, we are able to deploy food, medicines, and oxygen concentrators, along with the PPE kits, to the frontline workers. One major need was identified to provide transportation services to patients and to and from healthcare facilities, and also to move deceased bodies to cremation centers, especially unclaimed bodies, the people who could not afford to rent an ambulance or pay towards the cremation charges. That was very heartbreaking. So with the support from our generous donors, we are able to quickly gather funds to organize about 5 ambulances to start with to address this need. More are planned for delivery in different parts of the country in partnership with few organizations. Also, due to extended stay in the hospitals and use of steroids in treating COVID-19 patients, the black fungus is also on the rise in record numbers, which is a major concern. Healthcare system is overstretched. People are not able to find hospital beds with enough oxygen supplies as well, and other life-saving equipment and medicines. Organizations like Lead India Foundation is leading the COVID relief efforts in a humble way to help India to get through this pandemic. The need is so huge. So let us convert this adversity into an opportunity to join hands and do our share to save lives. I'm echoing the great American President John F. Kennedy's words to his fellow Americans during his inauguration. Ask not what your country can do for you, ask what you can do for your country. This calls for an action for the general good of the public, especially during pandemic times. Let us give back to our communities and collectively transform this world. Like Mahatma Gandhi said, be the change you want to see in the world. Do everything possible to preserve and protect this planet for our future generations. For this webinar also, we have carefully selected expert global panel of speakers in the fields of healthcare to offer their support and guidance to address this pandemic. I sincerely thank the panel of expert speakers for joining us today. Finally, I would like to end with a favorite poem of our mentor, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. Where there is righteousness in the heart, there is beauty in the character. When there is beauty in the character, there's harmony in the home. When there's harmony in the home, there is order in the nation. When there is order in the nation, there is peace in the world. Peace comes from harmony, and harmony comes from the beauty of character. Let's focus on building the character of our youth to bring peace into this world. Since we have limited time, the Honorable Governor has tight schedule today. I would like to conclude my remarks by requesting all the attendees of this webinar, the panel of experts, the NGOs, and civil society representatives join hands and save as many lives as possible. Once again, I'd like to thank each one of you for giving me this opportunity to speak, and look forward to working with you in coming months and years to transform this world into a better place, a peaceful place to live for everyone. Friends, finally, be careful, stay safe from COVID-19, and also save your friends, families, and neighbors. Thank you very much for joining us today.
Thank you, Dr. Panopoli. At this point, it brings me great pleasure to introduce our chief guest, Dr. Timilisai Sundararajan, the Honorable Governor of Telangana and the Honorable Lieutenant Governor of Pondicherry. Dr. Timilisai Sundararajan is an Indian politician serving as the second and current governor of Telangana. She is also the 25th and current Lieutenant Governor of Pondicherry an additional charge, as of 18 February 2021. She started her higher graduation at Ethiraj College for Women, followed by pursuing her MBBS at Madras Medical College, Chennai, and her obstetrics and gynecology qualifications at the Dr. MGR Medical University, Chennai. She completed higher training in sonology and FET therapy in Canada. She also conducted a program promoting the oratory skills for students and children, which was broadcasted on the Tamil channel for more than 10 years. She conducted a weekly program for women in Doordarshan channel, which was aired as Magalaya Panchayat or the Women's Court for over 5 years. Dr. Sundararajan is a supporter of the hashtag #MeToo movement and has emphasized that any woman who has faced sexual harassment should get justice. I now welcome and invite the Honorable Governor, Dr. Tamilisai Sundararajan, today's chief guest of our event for coping with COVID, the second wave, organized by the Lead India USA Foundation, along with our associates. I welcome you, Dr. Sundararajan.
Special good evening to everyone, and I share my wishes on the prestigious Telangana Formation Day. And I thank you all for the wishes you conveyed to me. And I wish you all the best. And I'm really happy to get connected with the virtual event by the Lead India Foundation and Sri Jayesh Ranjan IS Garu, Principal Secretary of Government of Telangana, Mr. Mahendra Dewal Garu, Vaccine Scientist, Expansion Technologist USA, Professor Rajalingam Vairagyam, Director Sarojini Devi Eye Hospital, Hyderabad, Dr. Hari Panopoli, Founder and Chairman, Lead India Foundation USA, Dr. Sabita B. Singh, Webinar Host, distinguished guests, eminent participants, media friends, and other dignitaries. I wish you all a very special good evening. And it is Indian time, I'm telling, because you may be in different time of the day. I extend all of you a very happy Telangana State Formation Day wishes. I am really delighted to be part of this virtual event to distribute ambulances. I appreciate all the philanthropists and the philanthropic organization that came forward to sponsor the ambulances. It is a timely gesture on the part of the donors. We are witnessing the worst form of the second wave of the COVID-19 pandemic. During the second wave, there was a tremendous pressure on the medical services and hospitals all over the country. Especially, the peak of the pandemic has shown as the worst. There was a scarcity for oxygen. There was a scarcity for hospital beds. There was a shortage of injections and medicines. But due to relentless efforts and the timely initiatives of the central and the state governments, we are coming out of the worst situation. Our country showed great collective resolve to fight the COVID pandemic. Our Honorable Prime Minister Sri Narendra Modi ji, in his recent Mann Ki Baat address, explained how India overcame the oxygen shortage crisis. Our Honorable Prime Minister said that India was producing 900 metric tons of liquid medical oxygen every day in normal times. In order to meet the challenge for more oxygen during the second wave, India is now producing a record 9,500 metric tons of oxygen every day. This is a tremendous tenfold increase within a short span of time. So as to ensure timely supply of medical oxygen to all parts of the country, the central government has utilized the services of the Indian Air Force, Indian Navy, railways, and other transport services. India is now so as to ensure timely supply of medical parts to all parts of the country. As I said, the central government has utilized all the transport system. Our Indian Air Force aircraft transported huge quantities of oxygen from abroad and within the country. Indian Railways operated special oxygen express trains in Green Channel route. Hundreds of organizations from within and outside the country have donated thousands of oxygen concentrators. Some organizations have also established oxygen plants. This is just an example that I am mentioning on how our government, civil society, and the people have collectively ensured the required medical oxygen supplies. They save the precious lives. During the first wave, we have realized the importance of producing testing kits, establishing testing labs, strengthening hospitals, and manufacturing medical equipment and PPE kits and ventilators, etc. Nearly 50,000 made in India ventilators were purchased and distributed to the government hospitals across the country under the PM CARES Fund. The government has spent around 2,000 crores to provide the hospitals with the ventilators and augment the infrastructure. And we have improved the medical services tremendously. We are achieving many milestones in the process. India is now conducting a massive 20 lakh tests a day. India will now has tested more than 34 crore samples for COVID. This was unimaginable when the COVID pandemic began in the country. But still, there is a long way to go. More than anything, it is a strict adherence to the COVID appropriate behavior of the people that effectively contains the spread of the pandemic. The frontline warriors, like doctors and other paramedical professionals and staffs, are still making numerous sacrifices to save millions of lives. I salute them for spirit of service and sacrifice. Similarly, India is making rapid strides in vaccine production and distribution. India is now administering more than 20 lakh vaccine doses a day. On May 29th alone, India has administered more than 30 lakh vaccine doses. Till now, India has administered more than 21 crore vaccine doses, and among them, 5.40 crore people were given second dose too. India is currently witnessing the world's largest vaccination program. India targets to vaccinate all eligible people by the end of this year. I'm happy to mention that Hyderabad is also playing a crucial role in vaccine development, production, and distribution. Bharat Biotech is producing and supplying huge quantities of Covaxin. Dr. Reddy's lab has imported a good number of 20 lakh doses of Sputnik vaccine. It also plans to produce Sputnik V vaccine in India. Biological E and Indian Immunological Limited too will soon start producing vaccines from Hyderabad. The positive thing is that after witnessing the worst of the pandemic in the month of May 2021, India is making a fast recovery thanks to the concerted and collective resolve and efforts of all. Presently, the COVID positivity rate in our country is below 10%, and the recovery rate is more than 92%. Thanks to the combined efforts of all the concerned and the country is now witnessing the decrease in number of COVID cases from 4 lakh to 1.5 lakh now. Honorable Prime Minister Sri Narendra Modi ji has aptly attributed this success to the immense resolve of the country's people. He said that India's resolve to face the pandemic has always been greater. The collective strength of the country and our spirit of service have helped the country tide through all crises. I appreciate the lead taken by the Lead India Foundation, DBA Lead Foundation Global, for their remarkable efforts in extending a helping hand to the people back home. I appreciate their initiative in organizing webinars in bringing the global healthcare professionals to address the second wave of COVID India. This sponsoring the ambulance is another philanthropic act by the Lead India Foundation. I am sure that they are truly following the service path shown by Bharat Ratna late APJ Abdul Kalam. He said that to succeed in your mission, you must have single-minded devotion to your goal. These words must become part of your inspiring journey of service to the needy. I congratulate and appreciate you for the service-oriented activities and for taking the mission of Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam forward across the globe. I hope to see you doing more such contributions for the welfare all in the days to come. I wish you all to stay safe and healthy. I would like to end this quote on compassion by the indigenous saint Tiruvalvar, who said that it is compassion, the most gracious of virtues, which moves the world. Jai Hind, Jai Telangana.
Thank you so much, Madam Governor, for joining us and delivering such an inspirational speech. Again, one more time, we would like to wish you a happy birthday and many more returns of the day. Please stay safe and healthy, and your services are needed for the nation. So I would like to take a few minutes to submit to you our distinguished donors and also the receiving organizations. Ma'am, give me one moment. Let me Narasimha, as I speak, please share the PPT. Or let me do that, Narasimha. Give me 1 second.
Sure, Dr. Hari, please go ahead.
So, Honorable Governor, let me present the brief profiles of the ambulance donors as well as the receiving organizations. Honorable Governor of Telangana and Honorable Governor of Lieutenant Governor of Pondicherry, she will be formally distributing the ambulances to the organizations to put them to use for COVID relief services. Lead India Foundation USA is proud to present brand new Maruti Suzuki Eco model ambulances with the generous support of our donors to socially responsible organizations for providing COVID relief services in the state of Telangana. Lead India sincerely appreciates your generous sponsorships and support. There are several people who made this possible. I would like to recognize a few of their dedicated support. To start with, I would like to recognize Mr. Samir Reddy from Hyderabad, Mr. Jagan Mohan from Bangalore, Swami Chakradhar, Praveen Nidmolu, Sudhakar Uppala, Ram Maruri, Kumar Rani, Salam, Haq, Raju Katakam, and many more who made this possible. And also I would like to sincerely acknowledge the relentless works of the Lead India Foundation volunteers, Secretary Srinivas Guduru, and Vice President Arun Ayagari, and also our Youth Director, Arun Agam Pandit, and our Training and Coordinated Director, Dr. Sabita, and from Delhi, Dr. Ravi Ayagari did a wonderful job of coordinating many things here. So the first ambulance is donated by Mr. Krishna Kumar Rani from New Jersey, and the receiver is the Seva Bharti Foundation. I'll just brief about them. Mr. Krishna Kumar Rani is an IT professional based in New Jersey. He works for the US Army as a functional architect in New Jersey. He is a philanthropist with a passion for education and healthcare. And he also serves as the president of the Dakshina Bharati Gana Sabha, which has got over 200-300 families, spreading the music and talent of the youngsters as well. And he's married with 3 children, and all of them are highly accomplished. One went to Columbia, another went to Rutgers, and they're all vaccines, genetic scientists, and running a company called Terviva, based in California. Thank you, Dr. Krishna Kumar Rani, for donating us the ambulance in memory of your late wife, Satya Rani. Thank you so much. Now, the receiving organization, Madam Governor, is Seva Bharti Foundation, Telangana. an NGO engaged in service activities for upliftment of the rural and tribal people, nomadic and deprived communities, involved in the areas of education, health, women empowerment, skill development, and disaster response for natural calamities in the state since its inception, 1985. With over 50,000 volunteers and 2,400 various social service activities in Telangana, Seva Bharti operates 6 ambulances for medical services, 30 orphanages, 10 schools, 300 tuition centers for adolescent girls, lower income communities. Seva Bharti set up the to address the COVID-19 wave 2, a 300-bedded COVID care isolation center in Annojiguda, Hyderabad, and also in Warangal, Manchiryal, and Palmore, providing oxygen concentration services at doorsteps of COVID patients, focusing on distribution of oxy-pulse meters, medical kits, and food kits. Also, they are conducting telemedicine services through renowned doctors. I would like to again sincerely thank Dr. Krishna Kumar Rani as well as Seva Bharti for providing these COVID relief efforts. Thank you so much. Madam Governor, please virtually hand over the ambulance to Seva Bharti organization. Thank you so much, ma'am. The second ambulance is given by Mr. Srinivas Vemula from Vemula Charitable Trust. Satya Harichandra Foundation is the receiving organization. Mr. Srinivas Vemula is a philanthropist from Dallas, Texas, USA. He established the Vemula Charitable Foundation. Is very passionate about providing education and healthcare charitable services back in India. And he is an IT professional with over 16 years of experience working in the US. And every year they provide scholarships to top performing students in 7th grade and 10th grade in Pochannapet village near Jangam, Warangal, sponsored for school furniture, library support, iCamp for students. Have been proactive in nonprofit organizations in the USA and serving for the betterment for community. His vision is to help as many kids, families as possible to get them educated so they can survive on their own. Prefer to teach, help them how to fish rather than providing fish to eat. He's a proud sponsor of brand new ambulance for Satya Harichandra Foundation. Thank you so much, Srinivas. Now, very touching, heartbreaking organization, which they are really serving on the ground, is the Satya Harichandra Foundation, which was founded by Mr. Dr. K. Rajeshwar Rao. As a child, he used to visit the Usmania General Hospital along with his father, who was a ward boy, and he experienced excruciating smell from morgue, which is revealing out of decomposed dead bodies. Dr. Rao was the operator in Sun Color Lab during that time and a skilled photographer. He felt very guilty about their position and decided to make the identity of such unknown dead bodies and publish the same through unknownbodies.org website. Mr. Rao established the organization in 2004 as Satya Harichandra Society for Cremation of Unknown Bodies, registered under Registrar of Societies Act, and Satya Harichandra Foundation registered under Foreign Contributions Act to receive the foreign contributions also from abroad. Now, Satya Harichandra Foundation stood as a unique center to create the identity of unknown dead bodies, unknown patients, and for cremation of unclaimed TB and HIV dead bodies, providing dignified departure from this materialistic world. The foundation creates the identity of dead body with, give me 1 second. The cremation certificate is issued to obtain the death certificate to claim the benefits like insurance, pensions, scholarships, etc. During the COVID-19 pandemic, Satya Harichandra Foundation needed additional ambulances to transport the deceased to dignified cremation of the unknown, unclaimed bodies. Lead India Foundation USA gratefully appreciates the humanitarian services of Satya Harichandra Foundation and proud to present 2 brand new Maruti Suzuki Eco model ambulances through the generous support from the Vemula Charitable Trust in memory of late Sri Vemula Venkateshwarlu, and also from individual donations from members of JNTU Hyderabad alumni. Thank you so much, donors, for doing this. Madam Governor, please hand over the 2 ambulances to Satya Harichandra Foundation. Thank you so much, ma'am. So the next one is Municipality of Choppadandi and sponsored by Mr. Sambai Ipanapalli from Ipanapalli Charitable Foundation. The Ipanapalli Charitable Foundation is an NGO established in 2008 with a mission to support organizations and people who are selflessly involved in serving society to instill human values and improve the lives of the people educationally, morally, and socially to establish a peaceful society for harmonious living. Through this family foundation, Mr. Panopoli funded to rebuild the government high school at Choppadandi, which is now named after Harichandra Panopoli Jilla Parishad High School. He also built a school for 500 tribal children in Birsapet, Adilabad district, supported building a community center with 2,000 capacity in West Godavari district, renowned 12th and 14th century temples in Eligadu in Karimnagar, and provided scholarships and teaching aids to many deserving students and schools. The ECF also recognized several distinguished personalities with the Ipanapalli Award and also with Shanti Sri Global Peace Award, including His Highness Sri Chinnajir Swamiji and People's President Bharat Ratna Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. Thank you so much. And the receiving organization is the Choppadandi Municipality, which was established in 2019-20. Choppadandi is a mandal headquarter in Karimnagar district and also an MLA constituency. The village is spread over 2,600 hectares with 4,037 houses and population of over 16,000 people. And a major business center and education center for the surrounding villages of 23 and 15 panchayats. There is an old historical temple named Shambhu Swami Temple with Lord Shiva and Keshava built by Chalukyas about 1,000 years ago. It has also Jawaharlal Navodaya Vidyalaya in Karimnagar district located in Choppadandi, was inaugurated by our late Prime Minister P.V. Narasimha Rao. That time he was the HRD minister. And government medical facilities, they have 5 doctors and 12 paramedics, a community health center in Choppadandi. Like any other town, Choppadandi also impacted heavily with the COVID-19, and there is a need for ambulance to transport the COVID patients to nearby hospitals. So Lead India Foundation USA proudly presents, through the generous support of the Ipanapalli Charitable Foundation, an ambulance in memory of late Srimati Shankarama Ipanapalli for COVID-19 relief efforts to Mr. Anjaya Somidi, Commissioner, Municipality of Choppadandi. Madam Governor, please hand over the ambulance to the Choppadandi Municipality Commissioner, Mr. Somidi Anjaya. Thank you so much, ma'am. So the last one we would like to present is Vishwamanata Samstha, sponsored by Mr. Parmesh Srini, a philanthropist from Danville, California, USA. Mr. Parmesh holds a BTech from JNTU, Hyderabad. He graduated from 74 to 79 batch, and he holds an MS degree in electrical engineering from Southern Illinois University, Carbondale. Worked as a semiconductor engineer in Intel, Philips, Samsung, and Cisco for over 25 years. He also a small business owner for over 15 years, married to Kamala and blessed with highly accomplished 2 boys and 2 girls. All of them are in the health sciences and doctors. Mr. Singh is a very generous supporter of various humanitarian efforts and instrumental in raising significant funds for the COVID relief efforts. He personally sponsored this ambulance in memory of his grandmother, late Srimati Brahmaramba Sini. Lead India gratefully appreciates his generous donations and the ambulance for COVID relief efforts of Vishwamanata Samstha. Vishwamanata Samstha is headquartered in Hyderabad, was established originally in Kakinada, Lollakottakota. Founded by Mr. Srinivas Alluri, gave up his lucrative career in USA with a mission to create healthy, happy, and harmonious world. Millions of people in India lack access to basic health, education, and the freedom to participate in the economy equally. We strive to reach out to bring a change through our voluntary initiatives aimed for the individual, family, village, and society. Through our efforts, we work to improve human values and quality of life by educating, sharing, and participating in their life through natural and eco-friendly lifestyle and livelihood. So Manavata supports over 200 orphan poor children, 45 blind children, 45 dumb and deaf children, and 30 old age people within Manavata Ashram and also other homes. This project being run since 2005 and made significant impact in many needy children. Based on need to time, Manavata has been also temporary homes in different regions ran for a few years to help local children. Today, Manavata has benefited over 120,000 young students with personality development, value-based education, helped over 300 children, helping several government schools for yoga sessions, PDP sessions, and study centers. 40,000 patients are benefited in 27 rural medical health centers in various locations, and over 6,000 patients benefited so far with campaigning, collection of blood donations, conducting blood donation camps, eye camps, etc., and promoting tree plantation for better environment, natural farming training given to over 600 farmers, cycling for humanity, 28,000 kilometers cycled in 18 countries by the founder, Srinivas Alluri. Very commendable job, sir. So UFH project converted by dry land into green in 60-acre campus. So wonderful work Manavata is doing. Thank you so much. There are several people who made this possible to make this donation to Manavata. I would like to recognize few of their dedicated support. Again, one more time, Mr. Samir Reddy from Hyderabad, Mr. Jagan Mohan from Bangalore, Swami Chakradhar, Praveen Nidumolu, Sudhakar Uppala, Ram Maruri, Kumar Rani, Salam, Haq, Raju Katakam, and many more who made this possible. Thank you so much, Manavata Foundation, for doing the relief efforts. Madam Governor, please hand over the ambulance to Manavata Foundation, donated by Mr. Parmesh Sini. So with this, I would like to thank Honorable Governor for joining us today. In spite of her busy schedule, there are two birthday celebrations. Birthday of Telangana formation, a young state, very prosperous state. Thank you, Madam Governor, for your leadership in taking care of the needs of the people of Telangana, and also your additional responsibility as the Lieutenant Governor of Pondicherry. I see you very active on Facebook and attending so many events irrespective of this COVID pandemic. And especially today, we would like to wish you one more time happy returns of the day and many more happy birthdays to come in the near future and in service of the nation. Thank you so much. Again, your inspiration and motivation when you launched the May 1st event for coping with COVID-19 really made a difference on the ground. Eminent speakers from all over the world joining us on a weekly basis, providing their expertise on how to handling the COVID-19 wave 2 in India, which is very unfortunate that in our lifetime we have to go through this kind of situation. And this is impacting the livelihood of many people, especially the daily wage earners, which are really badly impacted, and they were not able to go to work because of the lockdowns and various other things. So we wanted to make a difference, and with your inspiration, we are continuing the journey to offer our services in this time of the hour. So with your leadership, I think we can go a long way. And if you could kindly facilitate a few things. Recently, when we tried to transfer the money to India to pay for these ambulances, there's a lot of restrictions that are put to reduce the impact of these transfers. So we want to request to see if the Telangana government can open up a channel for NRIs so that they could transfer the money seamlessly to support of the COVID relief efforts in Telangana, in particular, in India in general. So there's a lot of restrictions that are impacting for the NGOs as well as individual donors sending money to India. That is widely been discussed in the news media and other places. And if you could talk to the relevant people, and Jayesh Ranjanji is here, we will talk to him as well to streamline that process so that the money flow can happen smoothly. And also in terms of the oxygen concentrators, a lot of organizations are sending, and the Hyderabad airport and various other airports, I think the clearance of those things are kind of, which is having some problems. So that also probably your office and Jayesh Ranjanji's office can look into that. That would be great. And also, if whatever the tactical investments that we are making in sending these oxygen concentrators, other things, after the use that they may not be useful. So one of the things we were thinking to see if we could identify a few locations where we could set up the oxygen generating plants itself. That will be, the money will be used wisely, thus it will serve the COVID as well as post-COVID. These hospitals need oxygen, seamless oxygen supply. That would help a long way. If we could appeal to the NRI organizations and individuals to set up those things, can definitely make a difference in the country. And the third aspect is distributing these groceries to individuals and all those things. Also, it's become very difficult because of the lockdowns and everything, but hopefully the government can step up and see how the food grains can be supplied to these people who are really suffering. Because we don't want people to die because of hunger. It's very unfortunate, but there are situations of that nature as well we could see in the media. And lastly, I would like to request your office to make sure that the people are given proper vaccinations as well as medications, especially for the black fungus. There is a shortage of medications for that, and Jayesh Ranjanji's office is working with Lead India to see how that can be imported to supply to the hospitals. The private and public hospitals have to go through the government procurement. So that also needs to be streamlined in a way such that the people receive the medications on time to cure this black fungus as well. And I'm hoping that the Arogyashri will kick in for some of these things so that the people who cannot afford to go to private hospitals can be treated with dignity. And another thing, the private hospitals, some of them are in the news for taking unusual amount of money from the people. And if the government and your office can look into to set some expectations and how much they can charge, and if we could advertise that broadly so that people are aware when somebody is overcharging them, they can bring to the attention of the government so that the government can intervene and do the remedies for such people who cannot afford it. Again, one more time, we would like to sincerely thank you for joining us today in respect of your busy schedule. And I'm sure you have other programs to go. We would like to let you continue with your rest of the day's programs. Again, one more time, congratulations to the state of Telangana for celebrating the Telangana Formation Day. And also congratulations and best wishes on the birthday occasion of our Honorable Governor, Dr. Soundararajan. Thank you so much, ma'am, for joining us today.
Thank you so much.
So Narasimha, please play the Indian National Anthem. All rise. Jai Hind. You all may be seated. Thank you, ma'am, again for joining us today. So we look forward to working with you. Thank you. Sabita, you can continue with the next program.
Thank you, Dr. Panopoli. And I want to express sincere birthday wishes to the governor on this very, very memorable day for her. Governor, we wish you all the best, continued health, strength, and continue doing the great work you're doing. As we move along the program, it is my privilege to invite our guest of honor, Professor Rajalingam Vairajam, the Director of Sarojini Devi Eye Hospital, Hyderabad, India. Professor Rajalingam is currently serving as the director of Sarojini Devi Eye Hospital in Hyderabad. He is a phaco and vitreoretinal specialist surgeon with over 22 years experience. Last week, under the leadership of Dr. Rajalingam, the Sarojini Devi Eye Hospital set up 200 beds exclusively for treating black fungus infected patients. Dr. Rajalingam is also the founder of Rishabh Eye Center in Sankipuri and is one of the leading ophthalmologists in Hyderabad. He completed his MBBS from Gandhi Medical College, Hyderabad, and MD Ophthalmology from All India Institute of Medical Sciences, New Delhi, popularly known as AIIMS. He has done a fellowship in vitreoretinal surgery from the globally reputed L.V. Prasad Eye Institute in Hyderabad. Let us have a warm welcome to Professor Rajalingam to deliver his address. Dr. Rajalingam, we welcome you.
Thank you so much from Choppadani Municipality on behalf of Choppadani Municipal Chairman, Choppadani Municipal Commissioner.
No, sir. Sir, this is not your time, sir. Sir, this is Dr. Rajalingam who will be speaking now. Thank you, sir. Dr. Rajalingam, please go ahead. So we can't hear you, sir.
Stop sharing.
Yeah, go ahead, sir.
Good evening. Thank you, Dr. Sabita, for your kind words. And respected our honorary governor, Dr. Srimati Tamilisai Sundarajan Garu, and our valedictory chief guest, Secretary of Information and Technology, respected J.S. Ranjan Garu, founder, chairman, Lead India Foundation USA, respected Dr. Hari Panopoli Garu, guest of honor of this program, and vaccination scientist from USA, respected Dr. Mahendra Garu, webinar host, director, training and development for the Lead India Foundation, respected Dr. Sabita Singh Garu, and ambulance donors from New Jersey, respected Krishna Kumar Rani Garu, and from Texas, respected Srinivas Vemala Garu, from Choppadandi, a philanthropist, respected Sambaya Ipanapelli Garu, social worker, Seva Bharti Foundation, Karimnagar, respected Devendra Raj Garu, founder of Satya Harichandra Foundation, Hyderabad, respected Dr. K. Rajeshwar Rao Garu, Commissioner, Choppadandi Municipality, respected Anjaya Somidi Garu, and other organizations. I wish you all the best and greet of the day. I'm honored to be part of this prestigious gathering. I thank the Lead India Foundation for inviting me for this program, Coping with COVID-19 Wave 2. I am going to give brief scenario on how COVID-19 was managed in India and Telangana and steps being taken. This is not going. Yeah. Okay. Okay. As we are all aware that COVID-19 was declared a public health emergency of international concern on 30th January 2020 and a declared pandemic on 11th March 2020. Indian government acted immediately, alerting the public by releasing guidelines for personal protection and preventing corona spread. By 25th March 2020, nationwide lockdown was declared. Though this prompt action has reduced the severity of first phase and saved many lives, it has caused inconvenience to migratory laborers and daily wages. Along with both central and state governments, many philanthropists like you all have come forward to alleviate their hardships. In Telangana, state government acted promptly by strengthening the available medical facilities. In the process of increasing number of beds in all government hospitals, Telangana Institute of Medical Sciences was created with 1,000 more oxygen beds in the premises of the Gachibowli Sports Stadium and declared Gandhi Hospital as Apex COVID Center. The private organization stood up to the challenge because of prompt measures from the government by isolation of persons, tracing contacts, and efficient management of moderate to severe cases. The morbidity and mortality was less compared to the rest of the world. Unlock process was handled carefully to revive the sinking economy of the country. As we all settling and economy started picking up, COVID-2 phase came in the middle of February 2021 and became severe in the middle May 2021. Sudden demand for more oxygen arose. The state government added sufficient oxygen beds to fulfill the requirements. In spite of having a large population compared to many countries in the world, India fared well in handling the situation. Our recovery rate have been consistently higher compared to many developed countries. Similarly, morbidity and mortality rates have been comparatively less. If we had created more oxygen plants, this situation could have been handled better. Mucormycosis, a black fungus, has shown up as unexpected epidemic. Mucormycosis, it is a rare but serious fungal infection caused by mucormycetes. The disease is called mucormycosis. This fungus is commonly seen in soil, manure, plants, decaying fruits and vegetable matters, air and nose of normal healthy people. It can enter body through breathing, inhalation, and through the open wounds. Most of the time it enters through the nose and settle in the paranasal sinuses. It causes black fungus disease when body immunity decreases, like in cancer, HIV, organ transplant patients. Through nose and paranasal sinuses, it enters into orbit and brain, called rhinocerebro-orbital mucormycosis. This fungus can also spread and cause lung diseases, gastrointestinal diseases, and skin diseases. Even though it is a rare condition, but it became more common during COVID time, that too in COVID recovery patients. The reason being decreased body immunity in patients recovering from COVID. The less immunity is still aggravated by uncontrolled diabetes during COVID time. There are other factors blamed to cause this type of fungal infections, like use of steroid, which is very important for recovery from COVID, and other factor is oxygen inhalation, which is vital in the management of COVID patients. The other reasons are failure to change oxygen masks, tubes, and humidifying fluid regularly. So till now, there are about more than 10,000 black fungus cases reported in India. This disease has come into limelight in Rajasthan, Gujarat, Maharashtra in the first week of May 2021. Indian government alerted the other states and declared an epidemic. Few most affected states other than this are Andhra Pradesh, Madhya Pradesh, Telangana, and Delhi. Being Chief Minister of the Telangana state and Health Minister, Sri Chandrasekhar Rao Garu acted promptly by calling serial meetings with higher officials from medical department and made a roadmap on war footing to alert public by awareness programs, arranging the sufficient beds, procuring equipment and essential drugs for the black fungus treatment and other logistics. State has set up 2 nodal centers, Gandhi Hospital and ENT Hospital, and formed a committee under the chairmanship of Director of Medical Education to disperse the required essential medicines and equipment irrespective of the government or corporate hospitals. The gold standard treatment for black fungus is amphotericin B injection. For unprecedented situation like this, there was insufficient quantity of amphotericin B in the country for a short period of time. Patients were treated effectively with the combination protocol with posaconazole or isavuconazole. Recently, central government has allocated 1,890 amphotericin B vials for this Telangana. In Telangana, 2,000 beds are created exclusively for black fungus cases. Gandhi Hospital, ENT Hospital, and Sarojini Devi Eye Hospital, they having 800 beds. And other centers across the state, they have 1,200 beds created exclusively for the black fungus cases. All the major centers have well-equipped operation theaters, multidisciplinary medical teams comprising ENT surgeon, eye surgeon, neurosurgeon, maxillofacial surgeon, anesthesiologist, and a physician are presently working in major centers 24/7. Till now, more than 100 surgeries are performed in Telangana. Recovery rate is better than expected. Happy thing is that there is decline trend in COVID and black fungus number. I appreciate the central and state government and medical department for handling COVID cases effectively with more recovery rate and less death rate compared to many developed countries which has same magnitude of population. Hoping to combat phase 3 with more preparedness. In this hour of need, I congratulate the donors of ambulances with great service. I appreciate the empathy and social responsibility of all donors. I once again thank you all for this opportunity given to me. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Rajalingam, for joining us today. So good to see you, and really appreciate your commendable job of setting up 200 beds exclusively for treating the black fungus patients in Sarojini Devi Eye Hospital. Under your leadership, we look forward to seeing those patients recover and go back to normalcy in their life. Thank you so much, sir, for joining us today.
Thank you, sir.
Stay blessed and stay safe, sir. Sabita, back to you.
Thank you, Dr. Rajalingam, and thank you, Dr. Panopoli. At this time, I'd like to bring on our next guest of honor, Dr. Mahendra Dewal, who is a vaccine scientist with expansion technology in Cambridge, USA. Dr. Mahendra Dewal is a biotech entrepreneur and biomedical scientist with over 17 years of interdisciplinary experience across a number of research areas, including organic chemistry, medicinal chemistry, biochemistry, molecular and cellular biology, virology, antibody engineering, and genomics. Dr. Dewal received his master's in chemistry from Osmania University campus, Hyderabad, and has a PhD in organic chemistry from the Department of Chemistry and Biochemistry of the University of South Carolina, Columbia, South Carolina, in the USA. He has completed his postdoctoral studies from the Department of Pharmaceutical Sciences at Wayne State University, based in Detroit, Michigan. He has worked as a research scientist at the Department of Chemistry at MIT in Cambridge, USA. Dr. Dewal is involved in a number of novel antibacterial agents for MRSA and VRSA, and antiviral agents for HCMV and HIV infections. He also studied the role of N-glycosylation pathways in cancers. Presently, as a founding member and head of research and development, he is leading all the research operations of Expansion Technologies Incorporate, which is a biotech startup that developed early stage diagnostic methods for various cancers, including breast and prostate. As the pandemic hit, his research team actively started developing monoclonal antibody therapeutics to fight COVID-19 infections and has contributed so much to this area of medicinal specialty. In the last few weeks, I have had the distinct pleasure of working with Dr. Dewal on the Lead India's push toward COVID-19 support in India by providing relief. And I can only take my hat off for the great work done by Dr. Dewal and his team. It brings me sincere pleasure to deliver to you to today's podium Dr. Dewal, who will share his expertise on our conference and our topic. Dr. Dewal, I welcome you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Dr. Sabita, for your kind introduction. Good morning and good evening to everyone. First of all, I would like to thank Lead India Foundation USA for providing me such a wonderful opportunity to serve the motherland with my knowledge and expertise during this difficult COVID-19 pandemic times. I also would like to thank the chief guest of the event, Honorable Governor of Telangana State, Srimati Dr. Soundara Rajan Garu, and Telangana State IT Secretary, Sri Jayesh Ranjan Garu, and the guest of honor, Professor Rajalingam Garu, and entire team of Lead India Foundation for organizing this event and their hard work in organizing this event. And I would like to thank all of them for gracing this event with their presence. Thank you so much. And I also would like to express my heartfelt gratitude to the donors of the ambulances, as well as their service for the receivers who, for their service, providing to the need of the hour. Thank you. Thank you so much. So today I'm going to focus on speaking about impact of COVID-19 pandemic upon rural populations in India, including the state of Telangana, because there is a well-known saying, which is Palletulu Desha Saubhagyaniki, Saubhratutvaniki, Sahajivananiki, Mariyu, Arthika Pragatiki, Pattukomalu. And about 65 to 70% of the nation's population lives in the rural areas. And during the second wave, rural India hit very badly and experiencing very challenging situations compared to the urban population of the India. I'm sure the government of Telangana is putting tremendous amount of efforts in helping several rural populations, helping and saving rural populations from this pandemic. However, there is always much more to do by taking simple measures, all the way from appropriate treatment to the vaccination. Today, I would like to focus on discussing a couple of simple measures in the healthcare infrastructure to improve the healthcare infrastructures in the rural population, rural areas of India, as well as the education of misinformation, rumors, and hesitancy on the treatments and vaccinations. So I took these information from various different organizations, such as Center for Disease Control Prevention, what they suggest, particularly for the rural populations all over the world. In the healthcare infrastructure, there are three major challenges. One is inadequate testing services, weak in surveillance systems, and insufficient transportation. And all these can be achieved even better sometimes by working together with the people and administration together, such as networking and collaborating with advocacy and community and faith-based organization. For example, engaging the trusted community leaders. You know, the community leaders, communities play a wide variety of roles in the development of the village populations as well as rural communities. And engaging them, these community leaders and faith-based organizations in educational campaigns and mitigation efforts, who may have some creative ideas on ways to protect their community, healthy eating, physical activity, and chronic disease management. They can influence the people even better than the rest of the community as well. And they can foster the sense of trust and credibility by sharing the messages and materials, the genuine material and genuine messages, and which are sensitive to the unique health issues, risky health issues, and helping them accessing the care as well as the lifestyle challenges. And moreover, the youth volunteers can also help, youth clubs, youth volunteers can also help the administration for increased testing services and creating a stronger surveillance system, which is very important. Creating stronger surveillance system of the infections can drastically help in reducing the spread and fatality, spread of the virus and the fatality as well. Even the youth volunteers can help in emergency medical services, such as transportation. Often, rural populations has to travel long distances to get particular help during this kind of pandemic period. And the second part in the healthcare infrastructure is poor medical care, the shortage of doctors, and even though there is shortage of doctors, they're already overstressed as well. Shortage of hospital beds, and just now Dr. Rajalingam Garu mentioned that he's doing his part and helping in creating more beds to help the people. And this needs to happen even in the rural community as well. And supplies and equipment. And so it is impossible to transform the primary healthcare overnight or in a week or in a month, but by working together, the administration and the people together in the rural community, we can overcome much better way. And another important point here I would like to stress is the majority of the rural populations rely on unregistered and untrained healthcare providers for the situations like this. And they may not very well aware of the how to handle this kind of emergency situation. Educating and training them with the latest information on the clinical guidelines, hand-holding can also improve the situation to help the rural communities. Another area is offering the telehealth services, and I'm sure the Lead India is doing this process, doing its job, providing this kind of services, telehealth services and telemedicine to reduce the risk of infection in clinical setting. And this could be sometimes challenging in the rural community because the absent or unreliable broadband and internet communications. And additionally, we can overcome the supply and equipment issues such as PPE kits or any other type of masks, etc., by engaging the local businesses to generate these necessary supplies, engaging the people, local businesses, and that certainly can help to overcome this pandemic successfully as well. And the second part of my talk, I would like to focus on education on the misinformation, rumors about the treatment as well as the vaccine hesitancy. There's a lot of misinformation is being circulating all over various different social media and mainstream media as well. For example, there is a rumor like you're more likely to die if you get hospitalized. So people are really hesitant to go towards the hospital to get the necessary care sometimes. So these kind of rumors can be avoided by providing the genuine information by administration, authorized people. And I appreciate Lead India is doing this kind of work on every bi-weekly basis. So massive education programs to educate people by videos, with creative videos, whenever it is required. When a message coming from an administration and there's an authenticity so that people can trust rather than a random forward on a WhatsApp or on a Facebook or on a other type of social media. And another important point here, the rural population experience is the risk of animals spreading the COVID-19 to people is considered very low. However, people in the rural populations often they live close proximity with the animals, for example, dairy cattle, right? And there is going to be an interaction between the people and animals during the farming and with the pets, having pets. So the transmission, there is a possibility, so they need to take necessary measures even when they're working with the animals also. I mean, even these dairy cattle is considered as a family members in the rural populations, right? So these are the measures that to educate the people, even working together, administration as well as the people, we can overcome. So regarding the vaccines, the most important thing need to be done by the administration is moving the vaccination process from primary healthcare centers or community health centers to larger grounds or playgrounds, because the community health centers are kind of flooded with the people. There is a crowding issue is coming in, which also puts more people into the danger of cross-contamination, cross-infection possibilities. So if there is a larger grounds and then the people are properly maintained with the proper distancing, and then that will help people to get the vaccination successfully without any kind of cross-contamination or any issues. And there are so many miscommunications, so much hesitancy about the vaccine. For example, there are so many questions are circulating among so many people's mind, including the rural. In the rural population, it's more over because of lack of proper information exchange or education. For example, many people ask, are these vaccines safe? Vaccine may induce infections, even like more infection into than the virus. Vaccine may go into our body and it may modify our DNA. These kind of concerns. I would like to say the vaccines are highly safe. These are very well tested and validated and proof that they are very safe. And throughout the world, millions and millions and millions of people are already have taken and they're safe. The second question many people ask is, can we take vaccines in a mix and match manner? So for example, in India, we have 3 different vaccines available, right? Covishield, Covaxin, and Sputnik. All these 3 vaccines are 2-dose vaccine. That means we have to take 2 doses. Once you take the 2 doses, after 2 weeks, you will be completely protected. So many people says, can I take first dose Covishield and the second dose Covaxin or Sputnik? Is it possible? Is it okay? Is it going to harm or hurt? Yeah. So according to the studies, clinical studies, as of today, you cannot take the mix and match manner vaccines. If you are taking a Covaxin or Covishield in the first dose, you have to take the same vaccine as the second dose. And there are some studies that are ongoing. Hopefully in the future, probably in a few months, we will have some data about that, and then we can also get the exchangeable manner, the vaccination. So how about the side effects in the blood clots? So recently, in the mainstream media, there's a lot of information is being circulated that there's a blood clots, people are dying. Yes. So very, very rare side events. These are called very, very rare side effects. So when you get the vaccine, about in the Europe, approximately 80 people experienced this issue among 25 million people when they got vaccinated. Even in the United States, only 6 people among 6 million people who are vaccinated experienced this issue. So the FDA decided this event and issue as a rare side effect, because when you get a vaccine, in general, within 30 to 45 days, if you experience some kind of a severe impact on your body, not like just a regular like fever or headache or nausea, something like which comes pain on the injection site, which stays for a couple of days and then they go away. If it stays on and on more than 2 days, then you have to seek the medical help immediately. And also, if you experience any kind of unusual activity, so you have to go and seek the medical help immediately. So like I said, 30 to 45 days, if you don't experience anything, then obviously you will never experience any kind of side effects, so that you are safe. So that's why I always recommend people to monitor your health after second dose of vaccination, 60 days, up to 60 days. If you feel anything unusual, go and seek the medical help. So the last one is, who can get the vaccines? How about people with comorbidities like hypertension, diabetes, cardiac issues, autoimmune diseases? Somebody has a stunt in the heart. Can I take the vaccine? Yes, absolutely. They're all come into the high risk population who can get the infections very easily, and then that can cause a serious disease. So if you get the vaccination, if you get vaccinated, then you will be completely 100% protected, getting the serious disease as well as from the death. And another concern immediately comes, which is, how about pregnant women and nursing mothers? Can they be vaccinated? Yeah, in the United States, mRNA-based vaccine has been approved because the clinical studies have been conducted, and The vaccine is safe, and vaccine can be given to the pregnant women and nursing mothers. And one more important, recently a study came out is they found the antibodies that protect from the COVID-19 in the breast milk of many mothers. And that means these antibodies are transferring to the baby's infants through the mother. And not only they found the antibodies, but also these antibodies successfully neutralizing the virus. That means they can kill the virus. And the last question is, somebody already got the COVID-19 infection. Can I get vaccinated? Yes, absolutely. Once you get the vaccine, you're totally and completely protected. Keep that in mind. So with the concluding remarks, I would like to say, except children, all the eligible adults must get vaccinated. And clinical trial studies suggesting that even a single dose of vaccine can provide sufficient protection from severe disease and death from the COVID-19 infection. So before I conclude, I would like to say, stay safe, stay healthy, get vaccinated, save yourself and save your family. Once again, I would like to thank Lead India Foundation for providing me this wonderful opportunity. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Dewal, for joining us in spite of your busy schedule. You are on many TV shows, and we appreciate you being as our advisor to the Lead India Foundation on the COVID relief efforts. Please, you also take care and be safe. Thank you so much. Back to you.
My pleasure. My pleasure. Thank you so much.
Thank you again, Dr. Dewal, and thank you, Dr. Panopoli. At this point, I'd like to bring on our valedictory chief guest, Shri Jayesh Ranjan. Shri Jayesh Ranjan, IAS, is currently serving as the Principal Secretary of the Industries and Commerce and Information Technology Departments of the Telangana government, where he develops policy frameworks and promotes digital empowerment of the citizens. He is the in-charge Vice Chancellor of JNT UH. He has previously worked in the tribal development, natural resources management, and poverty alleviation sectors. He holds a master's degree from Delhi University, a business management degree from the Indian Institute of Management, and also a public management degree from the National University of Singapore. He was the All India topper of his Indian administrative batch of 1992. He is currently part of the National Pool of Trainers in Leadership, where he trains and mentors newly recruited civil servants. At this point, we welcome Shri Jayesh Ranjan to the microphone.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Greetings to all the participants. Greetings to all the attendees. Let me begin by congratulating Lead India, the US chapter, for their very generous donation. My gratitude to them on behalf of the Telangana government. I also recognize all the other people, while we have recognized the donors, but I know that the spirit of help and support is there far and wide in the Lead India team. So my salutations to all of you. Dr. Rajalingam Garu has already explained to you the strategy that has been adopted in Telangana in managing COVID. And I'm very happy to share with you that for the last more than 10 days, the number of new infections, the number of fatalities have gone down very significantly in our state. We are actually, I mean, I can't officially state it, but my personal sense is that we have kind of left behind the second wave, and we are moving towards a zone of recovery and safety. But we all know that both last year as well as this year, whatever we have done, while it has been appreciated, but we have also seen large number of families, large number of individuals, large number of communities and organizations, of course, they have been scarred very, very badly due to this pandemic. But at the same time, we have also been very enthused by the fact that there has been a tremendous amount of outpouring of support. In fact, many of you will recall one of the biggest human tragedies of last year when migrant workers decided to walk back to their hometowns. I'm sure you would have noticed it. Even though you live in the US, you would have followed this big story because this was something of global proportions. and it was so distressing. But at the same time, while their miseries, their travails were there for all of us to see, the positive spin to all this was the huge amount of volunteering support, outpouring of support which came for them. In Hyderabad too, which is a big center for migrant workers, hundreds and thousands of IT professionals, employees, even common people, housewives, they all decided to come out. They all decided to pool money, give food to them, give clothing to them. In fact, footwear was very important because they were walking eventually miles altogether. Footwear was gifted, but an amazing kind of a support when the government failed, so to say, in taking some very hasty decisions, completely not in favor of the migrant workers, how the community came up and stepped into that gap. This year also, of course, we have had lockdown. In fact, right now also, technically speaking, Hyderabad and Telangana is in the middle of a lockdown. But we have done the current episode of lockdown with a humane face. We have decided that opportunities for working class will not be kind of denied, and therefore all the street vendors, the migrant workers, they have opportunities to sustain their livelihoods. The livelihoods, of course, have got curtailed, but it has not come to a level of zero that they start facing huge amount of distress. The challenges in this second wave is more on the medical front. And as all of you have recognized, the biggest challenge that we have been facing since the past 3 months has been critical shortages in important medicines, in important material. And while everyone else has also spoken about, Dr. Hari has outlined what are these critical challenges, just for the benefit of the audience. And some of the challenges are still being faced. So the first critical challenge has been of testing kits. As you know, the second wave, the spread of second wave is very different. The pattern between the first wave and second wave is very different. The second wave, first wave had geographically what we call containment zones. So you can, if you are able to close that area, you can be relatively assured that, okay, while those people are suffering, rest of them can be all right. But this time there is no pattern of that kind. There is no containment zone. I mean, the spread is really erratic and haphazard, and everyone is kind of getting infected. So the solution is, of course, to do more testing. But again, we have been hampered in this because we do not have enough number of test kits. And it is, whatever I'm speaking about, it is not that shortage is there only in Telangana. That shortage is there in the entire country. Similarly, there are many medicines which with which we are dealing with COVID treatment protocols, but there is an extremely short supply. For many weeks altogether, week after week after week, a very critical medicine called remdesivir was in short supply. And eventually, we had to move heaven and earth to get supplies. And you'll be surprised to know that even from Bangladesh, we were able to get some 7,000 doses, etc. So all kinds of out-of-the-box thinking was applied to get more supply. And the case was there for other medicines also. And now, as Dr. Rajalingam was pointing out, the medicine to treat black fungus, mucormycosis, the amphotericin B, that is again in short supply. And lysosomal one is literally not there. And even the conventional one is short supply. And again, I'm happy to share with you that I was able to reach out to some friends in New Jersey area. And just yesterday, we received 170 vials from them. So you may say that getting 170 vials from the US, I mean, it's not really worth it. But right now, the situation is that every drop counts. Even if you give me one vial from the US, I'll feel very, very happy about it. And there are so many other medicines as well. So that is one set of scarcity. Oxygen-related scarcity was there for a long time because Telangana is one state where the domestic production is just about 120 metric ton, but our consumption at the peak times went beyond 500 metric ton. So obviously, we had to import oxygen from other states, but again, there were challenges of logistics, containers, storage facilities, and so on and so forth. And now we have noticed that large number of patients who are getting discharged from the hospitals, many of them are not stabilizing instantly. It's not that they left the hospital today and the very next day they became normal and they started working. We have noticed that in a large number of cases, they still continue to require oxygen at some levels, at least for the next 5-6 days. And the best way to do that is to provide them home-based concentrators instead of encouraging them to remain confined in the hospital and thereby block a bed for someone who is much more needy. So again, thankfully, we are managing to procure concentrators. There is no domestic manufacturing at scale at which Telangana and all the other states require. So we are getting it imported. And I'm happy that organizations like the Lead India Foundation has supported us in getting the concentrators, and various others have done. So again, that is something which is a big need for us. And there are two other things which right now are not in short supply, but if the trend continues and if there is a third wave, which again everyone predicts is very imminent, then those things will also run out of stock. These were the two things which were in severe short supply in the last year's pandemic episode, which are the N95 masks and PPE kits. Right now we have enough, but at some time in future, there could be a shortage. So as I said, there are, while we have done our best to manage the situation, if we had enough stocks of all these things that I spoke about, our protocols, our management, our case infection rates, our fatalities, definitely would have been much, much less. And now that, as I said, there could be a possibility of the third wave, we need to start preparing for it, start stocking some of these medicines, etc., and other material much in advance so that we are not caught napping. So I'm grateful that the Lead India Foundation has recognized the requirement of all these material and medicines and ambulances, etc., in Telangana, in India. And as I said, you have been very generous in making this donation to us. But we continue to look forward to your support. And we have also now started recognizing, as Dr. Rajalinga was also mentioning, while these are immediate necessities, we also have to look at the long-term sustainability. I mean, how do you ensure that the health systems themselves become more resilient? So he was speaking about adding the number of beds. In fact, you'll be surprised that between last year and now, last year we had 18,000 beds for treating COVID patients. That has gone up to 55,000 now. In fact, in this entire country, this is one state where the ramping up of physical infrastructure has been one of the best. We have gone up from 18,000 to 55,000, and our goal is to ensure that every hospital, whether in the government sector or private sector, has its own oxygen generation plant, has its own storage plant, has every bed connected by oxygen lines, etc., etc. We are also looking at augmenting manpower, because tomorrow when you provide so many equipment and ventilators and BiPAP machines, etc., you also require technicians to look after them. So I have been given the responsibility to work out a skilling plan for at least thousands of such people over the next few months. So lots of things are happening, and we are also improving our own internal logistics on how material are delivered into smaller centers. Of course, the large hospitals in Hyderabad are well provided, but how do you ensure that the smallest center in the state also has a proper stock of medicines? They never are stocked out. Their inventories are monitored, and there is a mechanism. Lots of technology is being used for all these purposes. We are also preparing SOPs for everything. When we were looking at oxygen, we realized that there is lots of oxygen wastage in hospital. So how do you ensure that there are proper SOPs? How do you ensure that all the equipment is well maintained so there is no wastage? How do you work out a discharge protocol? I mentioned a while ago that at some point in time, you have to leave the hospital, even though you may not like to. You may like to remain there so that you are cared for in a more direct sense. But sometimes it is, I mean, you have to. Someone else needs that bed much more. So what is the discharge protocol? So lots of learnings which we got through experience in the last year's episode and this year's episode. We are trying to convert all that into manuals, training material, and so on and so forth. Lots of public awareness and cooperation from the people is required. As Dr. Rajalingam was mentioning, there are lots of sanitation and personal hygiene that you have to take care of if you have to stay healthy. many of these mucormycosis cases that we are seeing are happening in patients who have gone through an episode of COVID, who have recovered, but after their recovery, they have kind of just lost all discipline. They have stopped putting masks. They're moving around here and there, and obviously they became easy target for fungal infection. So how do you ensure that there is more individual discipline in all these matters? So a lot of work is going on. It is not just procurement of material and medicines, etc. We are also looking at sustainably improving the resilience of our healthcare institutions, healthcare systems, and healthcare manpower. And as I said, we are very grateful for the support and help that we have got from Lead India Foundation. We remain very grateful to you. So thank you very much, Dr. Hari, and all your colleagues for making this happen. And best wishes to all of you. Today is also Telangana's State Foundation Day. We have completed 7 years as a state today with remarkable achievement. So thank you all for your good wishes and support. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Jayesh Ranjanji, for joining us. Appreciate your leadership, especially during the COVID times. You are part of the task force, and also your commitment for doing such wonderful things and bringing up with SOPs. So Lead India has assigned Mr. Agam Pandit, who is in touch with you for sourcing some of these things that you are desperately looking for example, liposomal amphotericin and the PPE kits, masks, whatever you need. Our Agam will coordinate and with your office to make sure that we can try to supply as many as possible. Agam, just say hello to Dr.
Hello, Mr. Ranjan. Definitely. Yes. I will get back to you soon. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you. Thank you, Agam, for doing a wonderful coordination. Appreciate it. So now back to the program, Sabita.
Thank you, Dr. Panopoli, and thank you very much, Sri Jayesh Ranjan. At this point, we would like to bring on the Lead India Innovation Challenge video. Nasima, can you please share the video? Thank you.
Hello, Jakob Fagland here. I'm here to tell you about micro-investing, an approach to end hunger for smallholders. Smallholders represent 7 out of 10 of the world's hungry and are just rarely getting a job outside their sector. There is profitable options though, although they are usually not very available for the smallholders. What we need to do is kitify drip lines, maybe 2 times 15 meters, and related connectors with just a few high-quality seeds, enough for the bed. And the same, just a few hundred grams of water-soluble fertilizer, enough for 3 months for 15 square meter. By doing that, you get an investment, maybe $7, maybe $10, and that investment will return 5 to 15 times the money back in just 3 months. You reinvest some and you do the same again and again. When you've done it 3 times, we see people often getting $10 a day. Going from $1 a day to $10 a day is going from the bottom billion to the upper half of the world's population from an income point of view. That is micro-investing. And I've been working on it together with a few other friends in Tanzania, Malawi, Zambia for the last 5 years. So to learn more, check out my TEDx. You find more on my LinkedIn profile. You can also go to Norwegian Church Aid, who is the NGO who's involved in this. And I hope that many more will get involved in making micro-investing available for poor people around the world.
Hi, I'm Joseph Knoll from the Basic Internet Foundation. Our goal is to connect the unconnected and give everyone free access to information, which should be a human right.
We connect when nobody thinks that we are able to connect in Cellular, in Isasi. And we empower our communities to connect. Please listen to Catherine.
Hey, Joseph.
Hi.
This is me with the team. This is Ben, the IT. and I'm Dr. Mkononi, the representative. We are here connecting the village of Kiparanganda. So yeah, behind us, I mean, is the the antenna, I think. Yeah, it's very long, and but yeah, so far so good. The internet is very strong where we are, and yes, this is by the roadside. Yay, a very potential place. So yay. Basic internet, thank you for connecting one more village. Peace.
Dr. Savita, back to you.
Thank you very much, Nosimo. At this point, we'd like to bring on our donor and receiving organizations. Up next is Krishna, Kumar, Rani, our donor, and Devinder Raju from the Seva Bharti Foundation, our receiving organization. We welcome you.
Yeah, Sabita, I just would like to introduce for a brief moment the Adarsh Suzuki Maruti dealer, general manager, to appreciate him for all the generosity and the cooperation they did for bringing these 5 ambulances in spite of the lockdowns and everything. So Mr. Madhu Gumadi and Srinivas, both of them did a wonderful job. We'll give them a couple of minutes to say a few words. Mr. Gumadi or Srinivas?
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Good evening, all dignitaries. My sincere thanks for making us being a part of this great virtual webinar. I feel blessed and really honored to participate in such social service program. Coming to our organization, Adarsha Automotives Private Limited, authorized dealership of Maruti Suzuki, Karimnagar-based organization, is the biggest and widest network for sales and service in Telangana, holding a prestigious Royal Platinum ranking in Maruti Suzuki for best quality holders with highest stakeholders of Telangana upcountry. We proudly say that we are covering Karimnagar, Warangal, Adilabad, Medak, Rangareddy and parts of Hyderabad. And we proudly convey that we are the major suppliers of such autos engaged in collection of wet and dry garbage in various municipalities around the Telangana. I proudly convey that we are the only dealership to supply eco ambulance with our own fabrication at our dealership with genuine Maruti parts in such supply constraints situations from Maruti Suzuki because of the corona pandemic. I feel delightful and happy to serve and supply our eco ambulances to such a great Lead India Foundation, and I thank Dr. Hari Ipanapalli Garu, Chairman and Foundation of Lead India, founder of Lead India Foundation USA, for approaching us and making us a part of great program. We look forward for many more opportunities for the supply of more eco ambulances to many trusts and helping hands. Thank you very much, sir, for giving us great opportunity. Thank you. Thank you one and all. Please stay safe and take care.
Thank you so much, Mr. Madhu Gumadi, and also would like to sincerely thank Mr. Srinivas, who managed the entire relationship so well. And I just wanted to acknowledge that we hit some banking issues by transferring money into your account. Now we just got the reversal of it today. The bank has confirmed, and we will trigger again the rewiring of that money. Please hold on to those remaining vehicles set aside for the Lead India and other organizations. Please bear with us while we figure out this technical issues with the banking wire transfers. Appreciate your efforts, sir. Thank you so much for joining us again, sharing your vision, as well as we really commend your social commitment for doing this wonderful job as a corporate social responsibility. Thank you so much. Sabita, back to you.
Thank you, Dr. Harry. So now I'd like to introduce our donor and receiving organizations. First up is Krishna Kumar Rani, our donor, followed by Devinder Raju, our receiving organization of the Seva Bharti Foundation. Mr. Krishna Kumar Rani, we invite you to the microphone.
Thank you, everybody. Good morning, good evening. And I'm really very happy to work with Seva Bharti, and really that is the organization we need at this time. And particularly we found Kasturi Rangan Garu, Kuldeep Saxena, and of course Devendra went and received the vehicle. And day and night we work with Srinivas Garu, the Karimnagar dealership office, and he put up with our all the necessary things that we were asking for. Really, we're very happy, and exceptionally that it is more than what we do from here, but you are on the ground, and Kasturi Rangan and Kuldeep Singh, Saxena Garu, and all these volunteers, Subramanyam from Vizag, we've been dealing with all the people, and very thankful to you. And whatever we do is only a small drop in ocean, and we are always there for you. And if anything we can do, we will do that. And good luck and congratulations.
Thank you very much, Mr. Krishna Kumar Rani, for joining us today and for your generosity. And you are the inspiration for many of us who came forward to do this needful service during this
Thank
pandemic.
you.
Thank you so much. So now let's invite Mr. Devendra Raju from the Seva Bharti.
Devendra?
If not,
Or
Mr.
Kuldeep,
Kasturi Rangan or
Kasturi Ranganji.
Kasturi Rangan or Saxena, whoever is available.
Kasturi Rangan is here, but unmute yourself.
Subramanian Garu. Seva Bharti.
Yeah, Kasturi Rangan, go ahead.
Subramanian ji, 1 second, Krishna Kumar Garu. Subramanian Garu, you talk, no?
Yeah.
Make it quick, sir. We're getting delayed already. Please go ahead.
Good evening, all. I'm Subramaniam from Seva Bharti, Telangana. I'm very much thankful to Lead India for providing us an ambulance in the pandemic. I'm assuring on behalf of Seva Bharti, this ambulance is definitely helpful to carry the patients to the proper hospitals. And we are also already running a call center from Hyderabad to the COVID patients. And we are having a critical care unit in Hyderabad also. And we are running isolation centers in 6 places in Telangana. Definitely, this ambulance will be helpful for us to transfer the patients from isolation center to different hospitals. Thank you on behalf of Seva Bharti to the Lead India. Thank you very much for giving this opportunity.
Thank you so much, sir, for joining us today. And you all are doing a commendable work to serve the people with the COVID and all the centers that you are running, and whatever we can assist you. We were happy to deliver some PPE kits and ambulance to your service. Please take care and be safe. Sabita, let's go back to the next donor.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Harry, and thank you very much, Krishna Kumar Rani, for your kindness. Our next donor is Srinivas Vermula, and the receiving organization, on behalf of the receiving organization, is Dr. K. Rajeshwar Rao from the Satya Harichandra Foundation.
Srinivas?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Hi, this is Srinivas. Hope you all are able to hear me.
Yes.
Yes, we can.
Thank you, everyone, for giving me this opportunity. I would first want to wish the.
Can you turn on your
governor.
camera, Srini, if you can?
Yes, it is turned on. Are you not able to see me?
Yeah,
Actually, I logged in the audio from my.
Okay, that's
device.
fine. Go ahead. Continue. Continue.
Yeah, we can see you.
Okay, great. Yeah. So first, I would like to wish our governor, beloved governor, Dr. Soundararajan, many happy returns of the day. At the same time, I'm very glad that we have very honorable guest of honor, Dr. Professor Rajalingam Garu, Dr. Mahendra Dewal, and Jayesh Ranjan Garu, and Harichandra Garu, and Sabita for organizing such a tremendous service to the society. And on behalf of myself and my own Untitled Charitable Trust, I'm glad to be part of contributing something very minimal what I can afford and do to the society. And I'm pretty sure the on-ground people that are really using these resources will be serving the community, and that's going to be a great service to the society. At the same time, as Dr. Jayesh Ranjanji mentioned, it's not about what we do now today, but it is also about looking forward to what will happen in the third phase or after the COVID pandemic. That is what one thing we all need to be focusing and looking forward to supporting. At the same time, as everyone might have realized by now, right? As the old saying says, Vasudhaiva Kutumbam. Now, world is very small, and even happiness or sorrowness or pandemic can spread from one part of the world to the other part of the world, not in few years, but in just few days. So now hope everyone will start thinking towards the Vasudhaiva Kutumbam and able to help each other eradicate and avoid such pandemics in future. Thank you, and I'm glad to be part of with the Harichandra Foundation. I have seen their services, and I'm very happy to do whatever I can from the bottom of my heart. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Srini, for your generosity. Appreciate it very much. Now let's welcome Dr. K. Rajeshwar Rao Garu from Satya Harichandra Foundation.
సో నమస్కారం సార్. ముందుగా ఈరోజు తెలంగాణ ఫార్మేషన్ డే రోజు డాక్టర్ సుందరరాజన్ గారు గౌరవమైన గవర్నర్ తెలంగాణ ఆమె పుట్టినరోజు శుభాకాంక్షలు తెలుపుతున్నాము. అండ్ లీడ్ ఇండియా ఫౌండేషన్ డాక్టర్ హరి ఎప్పనపల్లి గారికి అండ్ వరల్డ్ ఇండియా ఆర్గనైజేషన్ శ్రీ బద్రి గారికి అండ్ శ్రీ శ్రీనివాస వేములపల్లి గారికి ప్రత్యేక శుభాకాంక్షలు. అండ్ మా సేవలను గుర్తించి ఈరోజు మా సేవా కార్యక్రమాలకు 2 అంబులెన్స్లు ఇవ్వడం చాలా ఆనందదాయకమైన రోజు. ఇంకోటి ప్రత్యేకించిన రోజు ఏంటంటే ఈ రోజు మాకు 2017లో బెస్ట్ ఎన్జిఓ అవార్డు ఇవ్వడం జరిగింది తెలంగాణ గవర్నమెంట్. ఈ రోజు అదే రోజు మాకు ఈ రోజు గవర్నర్ గారి చేతిలో 2 అంబులెన్స్లు ఇవ్వడం చాలా హ్యాపీగా ఫీల్ అవుతున్నాం. మరి కోవిడ్ టైంలో మా సేవలను గుర్తించినందుకు హ్యాట్స్ ఆఫ్ చెప్తున్నాము. మరి మా సేవా కార్యక్రమాలు మరిన్ని మీ ముందు ఉంచడానికి మా సెక్రటరీ భార్గవ్ గారు మీ ముందు ప్రజెంట్ చేయడం జరుగుతుంది.
Good evening, sir. Sir, this is Secretary Satya Harichandra Foundation. Our organization is working in the area of tracing the unidentified dead bodies and carrying the dead bodies to the graveyards and providing the dignified departure to the respective bodies. And now the initiative of your good selves and the philanthropist has increased more responsibilities, and now we are very happy to receive the donation whatever has been extended. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you. Thank you so much, ma'am, for doing a wonderful job. Please stay blessed and safe. I think a commendable job you're doing, especially during these times, people who cannot afford to rent an ambulance and who people cannot afford to pay for a cremation. That's the very unfortunate situation we are in. And Satya Harichandra Foundation has stepped up to take care of such situations. And we are glad to be part of that service that you are doing. Thank you so much. Please stay blessed.
Thank you, sir.
And you are doing an exceptionally different job.
Thank you, sir.
God bless you.
Thank you, sir.
So
And
now
now
let's invite, yeah. So you sent the video, ma'am, since we are running the late in the program.
yeah.
So we will play in another time. We will invite you for different events and make sure that we will circulate the video to all our donors as well. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
So yeah, the next, Sabita, please invite the next
So thank
donors.
you, Srinivas, for your kindness, and to the Satya Harichandra Foundation, all the best and continue doing good work. Our next donor is Sambia Panopoli, who we'd like to invite, and the receiving organization is Anjaya Samiti, the municipal commissioner, to the microphone. So please, Sambia Panopoli, you're welcome to join us now.
Hello. Is Mr. Anjaya Samiti on the line? Could you please come and speak? We will resume them again. Let's go to the next set of donors. Sabita.
So, Dr. Harry, those are the three that I have listed on the program.
Yeah, there is one more on the screen right now. So we would like to invite Mr. Parmesh Sini, the philanthropist from Danville, California, and also Srinivas Alluri, founder of Vishwamanata Sanstha.
Namaste to everybody. Thanks for giving me the opportunity. I have nothing more to say. Every volunteer is very valuable. We appreciate your valuable services. All I have done is given some money, but thank the volunteers and for hosting this, Hari, and enabling it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good
Thank
job,
you so
Parmesh.
much. Thank you very much for your generous contributions. You are one of those first people who wrote
Yeah.
a check to start this program. Appreciate it on your late grandmother's memory, Brahmaramba Garu, and may her soul rest in peace. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
I
I
would
just
like to
want to
welcome
all my
yeah,
kids
go ahead.
also contributed a little bit to this.
Yes. There are several other JNTU alumni members also contributed to this process. We would like to sincerely acknowledge them as well.
Once again, thanks for all the volunteers.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Now we would like to invite Mr. Srinivas Alluri, Manavata Foundation, to say a few words acknowledging the receiving the ambulance. Srinivas, please unmute.
Namaste, Dr. Harigaru, and all the dignitaries. Thank you for giving us opportunity, giving me the opportunities to participate in such a wonderful occasion. So thank you for contributing as the Paramesh Rinigaru for recognizing Manavata's work and giving us opportunity to serve more people with your generous ambulance. And today is a special day, Telangana Formation Day. So I wish all of you happy Telangana Formation Day, and our beloved chief guest birthday as well. So which is the great coincidence. I wish her a great happy birthday. And I have been working with Dr. Harigaru for a long time, so it's great and I'm very blessed to work together with Harigaru and Lead India Foundation. In Manavata as an organization for past 30 years, we've been trying to reach poorest of the poor and trying to serve the needy, especially helping the aged people trying to use this mobile or telehealth services. Past 1 year COVID pandemic, we could recover 4,500 patients with our medical helpline with around 60 voluntary doctors. And also we have 400 villages we are covering with our rural health centers. So for past several years, so this has been going on with the health. We got and found the best solutions to give the affordable medicine to the common and poor people. So I'm sure Dr. Paramesh Srinigar's contribution and Made India Foundation contribution, this ambulance we will use for the best use of it, and then make it more efficient in providing such a affordable medicines to treatment to the common public, and especially the poor. And not only just emergency services, this ambulance also will help in providing the treatment facility, expanding our rural health services to the more villages. Thank you very much, Dr. Hari Garu and Paramesh Rani Garu, for doing that. And I thank all our honorable speaker, Vairagyam ji and Rajeshwar ji, all great dignitaries on the panel. And thank you very much for giving me the opportunity. Thanks, Sabita, for introducing us. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Srinivas ji, for commendable work you're doing on the ground. We appreciate it. Please take every precaution to be safe. I know you were impacted also, but I'm glad you recovered, and may God bless you to be in service. Thank you.
Thank you.
Now, would like to request one more time Mr. Sambaya Panopoli and also Anjaya Somidi from Chappadandi Municipality. Please unmute and speak, sir.
ఓకే, నేను సాంబయ్య ఇప్పనాపల్లి. అందరికీ నమస్కారం అండి, అక్కడ ఉన్నోళ్ళకి. తర్వాత ఈరోజు గౌరవ గవర్నర్ గారి జన్మదినం సందర్భంగా వారికి శుభాకాంక్షలు తెలుపుతూనే, ఈ తెలంగాణ ఫార్మేషన్ డే రోజు ఈ లీడ్ ఇండియా ఫౌండేషన్ ద్వారా తీసుకున్నటువంటి అతి గొప్ప కార్యక్రమం. ఎందుకంటే జీవితం అనేది ఎప్పటికీ ఎట్లా ముగుస్తుందో తెలియదు. ఆ సందర్భంగా మీరు చేస్తున్నటువంటి సహకారము, అది అంబులెన్స్ రూపంలో చాలా మందికి, నిరుపేద కుటుంబాలకు చాలా ఉపయోగపడుతుంది. మనం ఇంతకుముందే చూసుకున్నాం సత్య హరిచంద్ర ఫౌండేషన్ వాళ్ళు ఎటువంటి సర్వీస్ చేస్తున్నారో, అదే ప్రకారమైనటువంటి సేవ మా మున్సిపాలిటీ తరఫున, చొప్పదండి మున్సిపాలిటీ తరఫున కూడా చేయడానికి మీ పెనపల్లి చారిటబుల్ ఫౌండేషన్ ద్వారా ఇస్తున్నటువంటి అంబులెన్స్ ను సంపూర్ణంగా వాడుకొని ప్రజలకు సేవ చేసే ప్రయత్నం చేస్తాం. థ్యాంక్ యూ లీడ్ ఇండియా ఫౌండేషన్ వారికి. తర్వాత ఇప్పుడు ఇక్కడ ఈ ఇచ్చినటువంటి డోనర్లందరికీ కూడా నా ప్రత్యేకమైనటువంటి అభినందనలు తెలియజేస్తున్నా. జై తెలంగాణ.
Thank you, Sambaya Garu. Now we would like to invite Mr. Anjaya Somidi to address the gathering and also share about how you will be utilizing the ambulance for the municipality of Chappadandi, sir. Anjaya Garu, please come on. We can't hear you, sir, Anjaya Garu. Anjaya Garu.
ఉన్నట్టు ఆయన పేరు కనపట్లేదు.
They are chatting with him. So Sambaya Garu, can you reach out to Anjaya Garu and bring him online?
Right. I will try.
Thank you. Now, Sabita, let's have closing remarks from
Agam Pandit.
Yeah. Yes.
I'd like to introduce Agam Pandit, our Director of Lead India Foundation, to deliver the closing remarks. Agam, please join us.
Yeah, if not, we will have Srinivas Guduru to do the closing remarks.
Is Agam with us?
Looks like he dropped off. Yeah.
Srinivas, are you with us?
We have Srinivas Guduru.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Hi, everyone.
Yeah, let me introduce quickly Srinivas Guduru. He is the secretary for the Lead India Foundation USA, and he's been doing commendable work in this crisis. And also he's the founder of the New York Telangana Association, NITA. And they're also doing a great service for helping the COVID relief efforts. Thank you, Srinivas, for spending sleepless nights working with us back to India as well as here. So we would like you to say a few words about how we can take this forward to help many more people.
Thank you, Dr. Panopoli, for a kind introduction. And good morning, good evening to all the distinguished speakers, guests, and to thousands of audience watching this program all over the globe. This could be a little long out of thanks, but at the same time, I'd like to also summarize a little bit. We thank our Honorable Madam Governor, Dr. Thamilsai Soundarajan, for gracing this occasion and officially handing over the ambulances to the charitable organizations in India. Lead India wishes her a very happy birthday and many more to come. Lead India also conveys its greeting to Madam Governor of Telangana State on the occasion of Telangana Formation Day, which is today. Thank you very much, ma'am. Your presence has motivated us and helped us to rededicate ourselves for the service of the mankind. Our profound thanks to the valedictorian Chief Guest, Sri Jayesh Ranjan, IAS, for throwing light on the ground realities and also on the government initiatives. The information he shared on the manpower, infrastructure-related resources that are working relentlessly, and also on the efforts of the government of Telangana to combat the pandemic has provided us a clear picture of the relief efforts. Thank you, sir, for taking time to join this great program. Our sincere thanks to the expert panel of speakers, Professor Rajalingam Vairagyam, Dr. Mahendra Dewal, for the wealth of health information they have shared. Knowledge is power, and knowing the infection better empowers everyone to combat it and save one's lives. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for your precious time and enlightening us all over the world. We thank the stars of the day, donors, philanthropists, Krishna, Kumar, Rani, Srinivas, Vemla, Sambe, Panopoli, and the important sir, can you give me the name of the
Anjaya Swamidi. Anjaya Swamidi.
Anjaya Swamidi Garu, who have generously donated these ambulances and for their magnanimous donation of ambulances to the charity organizations in India. We saw how the demand for the patients and bodies transportation reached a peak during the wave 2. Many patients, pregnant women died waiting for the transportation. This is the right move by all our donors at the right time. Your service during this pandemic, helping the common man, and this is absolutely commendable, and Lead India, boasts in reverence for your magnanimous donation. We also thank the beneficiary of the representatives of the charities, Devendra Raj Garu, Rajeshwar Garu, and Anjay Swamidi Garu. We at Lead India salute you and your teams for your humane services on the ground, directly impacting the lives. We wish to work with you going forward and dedicate ourselves to the service of the common man. Thank you, Sabina. You have been fabulous at the MCS desk, as always. Thank you, Dr. Ram Maruri and rest of our Lead India team for working relentlessly behind the scenes. Maybe it's day or night, spending sleepless hours to make this program a grand success. I'm not sure when Dr. Panopoli sleeps, but we can see him everywhere, in every aspect of this excellent coordinating this as well as every other program he has been spearheading, and especially during all the time zones. He has the finest tabs. He puts finest tabs on, starting from the structuring the program to mobilizing the donors, coordinating with the dignitaries, keeping the amazing job, and this shows his dedication. His how he has ingrained the values of Dr. Kalam, and that is flowing in every nerve and every artery of Dr. Panopoli. Thank you, sir, for your motivation and guidance to the team. to perform efficiently. Thank you, media partners, Mana TV and TV5 for taking this excellent program to the doorsteps of viewers all over the world. And I know I missed the last philanthropist. I don't want to go this unrecognized. We thank Parmesh Srinigaru and the Dhoni Srinivasa Foundation Vishwa Manava Samstha. My apologies, I missed them during the list of donors, but we bow in great reverence for all this service the donors as well as the donor organizations have been doing to help this mankind in this great unprecedented pandemic. Thank you, sir, gentlemen, and everyone stay home, stay safe. We can win this virus working collectively, and Lead India is there in every step of all of you. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Srini.
Thank you very much,
so much.
Srini.
Yeah, I just wanted to one more time invite Mr. Anjaya Somidi, the Commissioner of Choppadandi Municipality. He just joined us. Anjaya Garu, please convey your message, sir. Please go ahead.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah, good evening, sir.
Hello.
Please go ahead. Continue, sir.
Good evening to our chief guest.
Go ahead, sir. Continue speech, sir.
Okay, sir. I am very much privileged to be a part of you. I am here much thankful to Lead India Foundation for your keeping hands to in this pandemic situation, sir. Hello.
మీరు తెలుగులో చెప్తే బెటర్ ఏమో మీ చెప్పదండి ప్రజలకి తెలుగులో మాట్లాడండి సార్. థ్యాంక్ యూ.
సార్ మీ అందరికీ నమస్కారం సార్. హలో హలో
వినిపిస్తుంది, మాట్లాడండి సార్. ప్లీజ్ కంటిన్యూ.
సార్ మీరు కూడా మా తెలంగాణ వాళ్ళు, మీకు కూడా తెలంగాణ ఆవిర్భావ దినోత్సవ శుభాకాంక్షలు సార్. హలో
యా చెప్పండి సార్, మాట్లాడండి మీరు. Okay. Thank you, Anjaya Garu, for joining us today. So thank you so much. I hope the ambulance that is given to the Choppadandi municipality will be put to good use for COVID relief efforts. We appreciate your services, and as a municipality, I'm sure that a lot of things are happening in the town, and please take care and be safe. Thank you so much, sir, for joining us today. Savita, you can conclude the program if you can.
Thank you very much, Dr. Panopoli. Thank you very much to the team. I just want to echo one of the things that Srinivas just said. And, I have to thank Dr. Harry Panopoli. And like Trini said, I don't know when he sleeps. But Dr. Panopoli, thank you for your leadership. Thank you for getting all of us together to do this. To the teams that have donated, we thank you for your invaluable contributions. To the receiving organizations, we hope our gesture goes a long way by helping those on the ground in India. And we continue to be there morally to support you guys in as many efforts as possible. On behalf of the Lead India Foundation, US chapter, we would like to continue praying and standing beside India, showing that you have our full support in all and knowing that we will come out of this together. Thank you to the team. Thank you for your time. Thank you to the governor. I want to continue wishing her a happy birthday for how many hours are left, if any, in India in the time zone. But she has done amazing work, and everyone, we want to thank you for all that you've done with us. As I close off today's ceremony, I want to wish you all continued good health and see you again soon. Good afternoon, everyone.
Thank you. Narasimha, you may close the session. Thank you so much, everybody. for joining us and making it a successful event. And sincere thanks to all the donors and all the organizations who are doing the great service. God bless you. Please stay safe and continue to serve.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you for coming today.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.